But I believe that in the last analysis, the explanation is this. It is, I say, this subjectivism of ours. And this subjectivism vitiates even our reading and our studying of the Bible. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean something like this. We are all so morbidly concerned about ourselves and our own problems that we tend even to go to the Bible as a book which is going to help us with our problems. It controls our reading of the Bible. We want some help. We want this and that. And we go to the Bible, I say, as if it was some sort of dispensary to deal with the so-called mumps and measles of our souls, as Charles Lamb described them. The approach to the Bible is so subjective instead of being objective. How often do we go to the Bible in this kind of way, saying to ourselves, well, now, I'm going to read the Bible because I want to see what God has done. I'm going to read my Bible in order that I can look at God acting in history and intervening. What is the Bible? Well, the Bible is not just a book that answers my little questions and gives me this and that that I may want to need. The Bible is the record of the activity of God, the manifestation of God, God's mighty acts and deeds. I'm going to look on. I'm going to stand back. I'm going to see what God the Lord hath done, that all the people of the earth might know the hand of the Lord, that it is mighty. The acts of God. But you know, I'm afraid we don't read the Bible like that any longer, do we? We want just a little word to help us. We want a nice little thought to start the day. We want just something before we offer up our brief and hurried prayer, before we rush off. Beautiful thoughts. Don't misunderstand me. I'm going to say a thing that can be grievously misunderstood. I verily believe that the main trouble of most evangelical people today is that they read their Bibles too devotionally, which means, I say, subjectively. And this mighty panorama of the acts of the living God is something that we seem to be unaware of. And the result is, you see, that we need to be reminded of what God has done. It's all here for us, but we pass by, we don't notice. So we've got to put up some stones, some memorial, something to arrest attention. Now, this is a principle which you find in many places in the Bible. Look at this communion service, which is going to follow this service. What's that? Well, it's exactly the same principle. We are so dull and so stupid as the result of sin that we'd even forget the death of the Son of God for us, and his agony and his shame, and all that he endured on the cross in his eternal love for us. We'd even forget that. So the Lord himself ordained and commanded that we should meet together and break bread and drink wine. It's the same principle. Do this as oft as ye do it in remembrance of me. It's the setting up of the stones in Gilgal once more. We are such, I say, and we suffer so much from this fell spiritual lethargy, that we need objective memorials. We need tangible reminders. We want something outside ourselves. We constantly need something that will lead us to ask, what means this? What means this table? What mean these stones? God condescends to our weakness, our lethargy, and our stupidity by providing us with external memorials of his own mighty acts and deeds.